Hey there, it's Nikki Jordan here with Got Space on my last day of 25 days of 25 push-ups. And of course, it's not consecutive. It was for a long time. And then my body really just wanted to do something else, or I didn't want to be filming. So, you can read about that. And I got a Pilates reformer for somebody. So I'm really excited that I can use that. I've never used one before, and I've always known it would help me. That said, my body's a little sore. So these 25 days, this 25th day, this last day is about really just loving it this morning. And so here we go. It's going to be a little bit of everything. Okay, so always with the dog. And I'm just going to be rocking back and forth on my toes, pushing up and down because I have a little bit of a strained Achilles from hiking. And I'm going to rock back and forth. Rocking back and forth. Opening the toes is really important. You can even focus on, for example, I'm rolling towards the outside, pushing my heels kind of diagonally, rolling the outside so they can stretch the outside of the toes. And then I can focus on the ball of the big toe, because that's always a tendon in there that gets sore. Okay, all right, so then I'm going to walk my feet forward, my hands forward, and I'm just going to walk out. Walk out. So pushing up my heels, walking out my toes again, pushing up and down. It's really great to walk them out. Then I'm going to take my feet wide on this mat, and my heels are going to go diagonally. So I'm going to be walking diagonally. All right, and then downward dog. So in downward dog, I'll have my feet shoulder width apart for right now. I'm just going to lift up and stretch down and come into plank. Come back, lift up, stretch down, come into plank. Come back, lift up, stretch down. Now your heels may not go to the floor. That's totally fine. Lift up, stretch down. Okay, now I'm just going to go rocking through my shoulders. And as I come forward, I try to keep my shoulders down and back instead of rounded forward, down and back. And you can put your belly on the ground if you want to, or just like me, an inch above. All right. And stretch back into child's pose, and then come up into cat-cow. So remember, I like to do cat-cow, not hinging like this. That just is the middle back. But lift the tailbone, drop the belly, raise the head, curl the tailbone down, arch the back, drop the head. So basically trying to articulate one vertebra at a time. So you could call this pushing up the back, pushing up the tailbone, whatever you want to call it for a push-up. And then I'm going to lean to one side and the other side. I like to stretch my IT band a little bit, very easily though, from the hips. Just rocking back and forth. Okay. Back into downward dog. Plank. Rolling to the side. And today, my thumb joint doesn't feel good. All right, so we won't put too much weight on it. Come back and go to the other side. Okay, from doing all that Pilates yesterday, I'm a little sore. So just come to the floor. So I've got my hands just behind my shoulders a little bit, and I'm curling my thighs in, drawing the pelvic floor up, the lower belly into the spine, and the pelvic floor up, and pushing up. Holding it, and come back. Now, if your lower back hurts, really make sure you roll your thighs in, draw the lower belly up, and then the belly button up, and then drop through the pelvic floor, and don't go up very much. Just go up a little bit if your lower back hurts, because you don't want to strain it. Okay, push up, holding, shrugging, shoulders down and back. Come back down. Pelvic floor up, lower belly in, push up. And I'm pressing into the fingertips and the rim of the heel of the hand. Don't forget the pinky. Draw the belly up, You draw the pelvic floor up, draw the lower belly in, the belly button in. Come on up. Holding it. Come back down. I'm doing this slowly. Pelvic floor up, lower belly in, belly button in. Come on up. You can activate your glutes a little bit if you want, your rear end muscles. And then from here, I'm going to come back. I'm going to walk out again. And I'm only doing this and really stretching my toes as I do it. I'm bending at the toe joint there because I did strain something. And all the muscles of the calves, they end up in the feet. And they're connected to, I'm going to do it diagonally again. They're connected all the way up to the toes through the other muscles of the feet. All right. Back to this. All right. Back to cat-cow. Curling up. Curling up. Curling up. I'm just going to take my arm through. So I'm resting on my shoulder and I'm pushing into my right hand. My left hand is going through. I'll do it the other side. So I'm holding firm on my left hand, palm facing up as I lean through, stretching the shoulder and the back. Palm face up, slides through, elbow bends like in a push-up on the right side. Push up. And don't forget to breathe if you need to. Inhale, exhale, breathe if you need some direction there. Inhale, exhale, breathe. All right, so this is stretching a lot of muscles in my back and shoulder that I used yesterday. All right, back into plank, into downward dog, up into plank, on down, up. So my thighs are rolled in, pelvic floor up. And if you can't come up very much because of your lower back, don't hurt your lower back. All right. And then I'm going to grab, you could always put a strap around your ankles if you don't have the ability to grab them. And I'm activating my pelvic floor up, activating my lower belly in, squeeze my glutes, and come on up. And I'm pushing my shins into my hands and opening the chest. All right. One more push up. Pelvic floor up, lower belly in, activate the glutes. Now, you want to elongate your breastbone forward. You can flex your feet. Pushing the shin into the hands. And one more. Draw the pelvic floor up, lower belly in, belly button in. Activate your glutes. Draw your breastbone forward. After I do something with my lower back, I always like to stretch it again. And you can do it very gently. Right? You don't have to hold the pose. You can do it gently because sometimes it responds to the squeezing. And you only go back as much as it feels comfortable. Back in plank. And I'm just holding, drawing my belly button up, my lower belly in, belly button up, pelvic floor up, and extending my spine toward my top of my head. Heels are stretching backwards, thighs are lifted up, extending my spine toward the top of my head. Middle, index, and thumb, and the rim of the heel of the hand. Okay, so there's a short little exercise that you can do, or set of exercises you can do as push-ups. That was after injuring my calf hiking and doing Pilates on a reformer that I purchased used from somebody yesterday and did for the first time ever. So I don't want to do too much because muscles are getting strength that didn't have any, but I do want to open up so that and get some fluid flow so that they don't stay stuck. So I'm going to collapse all of these. Well, these are all on YouTube just in case they inspire anybody or you want to pass them on to anybody. But I'm going to take them all off my personal feed here in Facebook because you don't need to, nobody needs to see all of that. So anyway, it'll be on the feed in YouTube. And if you have something to share with me, please do, because any kind of movement that we can love our body with is great. Our body needs attention every day. It's the only relationship, as I say, that you can never live, and it's the one that we give the least attention, even for narcissists, even for people who seemingly focus so much on themselves. Most of them are not giving their body what it needs because the body is the infinite being. And the infinite being never lies. The body tells you what's not going on correctly, what you can change in your life, but we just don't have the vocabulary or the training on how to focus on it. And so I'd like to really, explore and provide for people more information about how, what we should have known when we were born, that if we had known it and if we were trained that way, we'd have a lot easier life, whether it's with the body or with our behavior or thoughts or any of that, our actions. Okay, have a nice day. I hope you've done any of this or shared it with somebody or gotten something out of these. Bye.